What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome to the newest episode of the Realistic Rebuilds. And today, as voted by you guys on Twitter, which if you're not following me on Twitter, it's at PapaXC4. I had a poll, which you guys narrowed it down. It was between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks as to who you wanted to see on today's rebuild. And overwhelmingly, I think it was like a 70-30 vote. We have Seattle. And Seattle is definitely not going to be a pretty rebuild whatsoever because it's predominantly going to be getting themselves an offensive line. But when you look at what is needed in a rebuild, this is not going to be strenuous. It's not going to be extremely difficult. But maybe when it comes to dealing with the salary cap, that'll be a different sort of difficulty. But when you look at the quarterback, Russell Wilson, 28, 93 overall. He's our quarterback for this rebuild, no questions about it. The running back spot, yeah, a little bit worried, but when you got, Rawls 24, 77, more importantly, Chris Carson 79, who knows where he would have been if he would have been able to stay healthy for the entirety of the season, maybe late 80s. He was looking really, really nice. We actually, might try to rock and roll with Chris Carson here. I don't know, but you got a bunch of relatively young running backs here. A whole lot of nothing, though. It looks like they're definitely throwing as much as they can and seeing what sticks to the wall with their running back committee here. But we'll see what happens with Chris Carson. But worst case scenario, running back may be a spot we want to look at getting, a franchise guy if we can't get Chris Carson there. But I feel like if we have one good year with Carson, we, spend all that XP to get that to a quick dev, you might have something. Fullbacks, it is what it is. Wide receiver, so we have Doug Baldwin. He is not at a good age. He's 28. He's a 92 overall. Obviously, we're going to hold on to him. But unfortunately, he's going to be one of those guys that's probably going to get relegated to a wide receiver 3 role sooner than later because of his speed. But then again, with that size, he is kind of built like a slot wide receiver, even though that's not the case in real life. Richardson's 25, 82. That's not bad. 24, 79 here for Lockett. I mean, we have some weapons here, but I'm going to probably go on a limb and say we're going to need to look at bringing in a wide receiver or two. Former quarterback here, McAvoy. Tight end Jimmy Graham, 93. He's going to be gone, though. Ultimately, I don't know if we're going to be able to roll with Wilson or Vanette, so we might need to look at bringing another tight end. But, we have to save some money. We have to amass some salary cap somehow, some way. I think tight end will be a spot there. Even though it looks like, I remember Jimmy Graham was like all the pros used him in like Madden 17 comp and stuff like that. So, I don't know, but I'm going to guess Jimmy Graham will be gone after the season. Left tackle, offensive line. Everywhere. 32, he's a band-aid here. Needed left guard. What's his dev? Probably we gotta need a center. They got postage here. I don't know yet. Right guard, need a right guard, need a right tackle. Like we're gonna go heavy on the offensive line. There's no other way around it. Defensively, I mean Cliff Avril's probably gonna be retired soon, or at least probably move on. Just straight up go with Frank Clark, so that saves us some cap for sure. Right defensive end, Michael Bennett, a.k.a. he jumps offside 95 times. And, oh, Marcus Smith. Ew. Yeah, I see us getting younger on the defensive front. That's pretty much where we see that. I mean, the defense interior looks good. Look at that. 20, oh, my God. 79, 80, 82, 87. We should see if we can trade some of these guys. I'm literally going to put up all these guys on the trade block and see what we can get. Because we do not need this many, and they're not small enough that we could swing them on at defensive end. So McDowell, we'll hold on to him. Nazir Jones, the rookie. So we'll see between Jaron Reed and Sheldon Richardson what we get in return potentially. Definitely need an outside linebacker here. We have Bobby Wagner, 98 overall, one of the best middle linebackers in football, 27 years old. He is with us for the rebuild. KJ Wright's 28 and only an 83. That's a little bit shots fired, I think, at his rating. We'll probably have to prepare for another outside linebacker at some point. Secondary is where it also gets interesting. Oh boy. Well, Richard Sermon is 94 overall. We're definitely going to hold on to him as long as we can. But, outside of that, I mean, we got Coleman, who's 24 and an 80. What? They just get him out like the Patriots for free. We got Shaquille Griffin, brother of Shaquem Griffin of UCF fame. But he should be fine. We might be able to gamble and not have to bring in another corner. But, you got to be wary of Richard Sherman's age. Same goes with pretty much the Legion of Boom's age in general. 28 93 here for Earl Thomas. Probably can hold on. You know what I'm saying? But, there's a chance that he regresses really badly. And same goes with Cam Chancellor. He's 29. They got a nice one Mike Tyson here. Special teams are not great. We're definitely going to be bringing a new kicker at some point. But there's the preview of the Seahawks. All in all, like I said, guys, now we get down to the nitty-gritty. Like the last, how many rebuilds get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have like roughly 10 rebuilds left. you know, you're only going to be doing the teams that don't really need a rebuild. But when you definitely talk about the Seattle Seahawks, there is a bunch of work that they can do to become a much more well-rounded team and building through the draft, which is where we excel. So let's get into it. And here we go with the incredibly rare manual trade and a realistic rebuild. I saw that the Bengals were interested in Jarran Reed, so we're able to flip him and a 4th-round pick to the Bengals for Tyler Kroft. So we're getting an 82 for an 82. Tyler Kroft, I think, is same age, both 24. But like I said, where Jimmy Graham, it's uncertain that he'll come back next year. And our best tight end after that is, you know, Wilson, who's going to be 28 and like an 81. 24 for an 82 seems absolutely yes. You know, we're forward thinking here, especially with our salary cap. And then we also gained a round in the 2018 draft. So good deal. Let's get into the regular season. All right, here we are at the midseason point, and we got to talk about contract signing, which is probably actually going to be the toughest part of this rebuild. We freed up a little bit of space, but because of the Tyler Kroft trade, I feel like, you know, Jimmy Graham, $31 million for a 30-year-old tight end. Yeah, kind of pushing it. Sheldon Richardson needs to come back. I think we have roughly $45 million. Paul Richardson is interesting. He's 25. He's an 82 overall. I feel like with Paul Richardson, though, I'm going to wait till the end of the season and see what his final stats are. I think he's currently sitting around like almost 400 yards. This is mid-season point. 400 yards and like 2 or 3 TDs. I can't justify paying, you know, $24, $25 million for a guy that's only going to produce to that level. And same with Justin Coleman. See how well he finishes down the stretch because he wants to get paid, not like an inside, but more like an outside corner. And I feel like Shaquille Griffin is going to be the guy that's going to be outside. So having all that money locked into a nickel corner might not be so hot. So right now, Richardson's the only guy that's getting paid mid-season. We'll reevaluate at season's end. But we're 6-1 right now, looking good for a playoff push. All right, here we are at season's end, and once again, proving you don't need an offensive line. It's all about the quarterback. But then again, what happens when we give that quarterback an offensive line? Anyways, 11-5, we got ourselves into the wildcard round, taking on the Atlanta Falcons in the Battle of the Birds. Taking a look at the season here, second in the NFC West to the 12-4 Rams, which is a really good record. You know, usually 11-5, you'd assume you'd be, you know, first in your division, but I don't know, you know, competitive NFC West. Look at Russell Wilson on the season, an acceptable season for a 93 overall QB. Especially that the fact that our offensive line is terrible. He only got sacked 18 times. He got around 4,000 passing yards, 30 TDs to 11 interceptions. Very, very acceptable. I'd like to see that in the higher 30s because Russell Wilson is a guy that we have seen in years past win the MVP more, like, you know, not as much as Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, but he wins a consistent, not as much as Jacoby Brissett, but he wins it enough. Running the ball, we got 1,000 yards and 7 TDs from Chris Carson, which is acceptable for a rookie, undrafted rookie, I think. Or like a 7th rounder, 6th or 7th round. 8 TDs from Rawls, 6 from Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson ultimately had 36 total touchdowns, well over 4,000 total yards. That is baller status. In terms of receiving, we got 75 catches, 800 yards, 5 TDs from Paul Richardson, 988 and 6 from Doug Baldwin, 61 catches, 600 yards, and 7 TDs from Tyler Kroft, who we traded Jarran Reed for. We got 620 and 4 from Lockett, 409 from Jimmy Graham, so utilizing both of our tight ends very efficiently. We will just ignore the offensive line. Ultimately, the defense, 141 tackles, 5 sacks, and a pick here for KJ Wright. 130 from Bobby Wagner, who had a sack and 3 interceptions as well. On the defensive front, 12.5 sacks from Malik McDowell. See, this is something that I haven't stated in the past. He is one of like the most OP people in Madden. Malik McDowell is, so that's why we, you know, so easy to move on from Jarran Reed and then McDowell and Sheldon Richardson as our interior. We got 11 sacks here from Frank Clark, 7.5 from Sheldon Richardson, 7 from Michael Bennett. We have 6 picks from Richard Sherman, 3 from Earl Thomas, 3 from Bobby Wagner, 3 from Cam Chancellor. So the Legion of Boom is alive and well. Looking at the yearly awards here, MVP went to Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson coming in at number 4. For the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Rodgers, with Russell Wilson coming in at 6. A little bit of disrespect there. Defensive Player of the Year went to Brandon Graham. KJ Wright coming in at number 4. Bobby Wagner at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Mitchell Trubisky, with Chris Carson coming in at number 3. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Davis got his with Malik McDowell. 12.5 sacks coming in at 3. It usually is tough for a defensive lineman to beat linebackers when it comes to these types of awards. Well, ultimately, very satisfied with how my team has performed, and I'm glad to see them in the playoffs. But again, this is the kind of team we're dealing with before you even really get to put our own stamp on things. So what we're going to do, obviously, is we're just going to play the moments here. See what happens, see how big of a push we can, and we'll spend some XP for sure. And hopefully, you know, the team looks a little bit better, and we can be competitive against the Atlanta Falcons. Alright, here we go. Wild card against the Falcons. Let's see what the computer can do more. So let's see what Russell Wilson can do. Oh, 7-7 ball game right now. I was able to get my one goal that I wanted to on the offensive side of the ball, and I was able to get Chris Carson to spend I think it's 8,000 total XP, something like that. Able to get the quick dev. That's it, though. So it's going to be a slow grind. But, hey, we're down 17. We're down 10 at half. Come on. Come on, Seattle. Do something. Come on. All turnover in the red zone. And we settle for a field goal. Yeah, at least we made the playoffs year one. It would have sucked if you're taking over the Seahawks and you suck right away. It's a slow grind. But, the sim as is. It's frustrating. It's annoying. As you can tell, Russell Wilson on the day. 119 yards, no touchdowns. Paul Richardson was our... Oh, my God. Well, I guess we know where we have to go moving forward, and that is build up this offensive line, because clearly Russell Wilson did not have enough time to throw the ball. So let's do it. Let's get into the offseason. And here is our draft recap. So in typical Seahawk fashion, even I couldn't pass it up. You clearly need to go all in on the offensive line. There was a defensive end I just could not pass up on. He was an 80 overall with a quick dev, and we made him Arden Key from LSU. Look at them stats. Look at that strength and athleticism. And, let's be honest. He ticked off. He had like a 7, I think a 7.6 or 7.7 combine grade. He had B+ power move. Anytime you see a high combine grade, I think he had B+ block shot. Anytime you see that, go out and get you some. And, yeah, that's why we did that. We could have got a tackle. There was no really good tackles in the first round anyway. We did pass on a pretty good looking corner, but, I mean, we didn't need defense in general. We were fine. I think there was a good wide receiver as well. In the second round, we got a 78 overall right guard who will start for us. We made him Taylor Hearn from Clemson. Should be about a mid-round pick in the upcoming draft. But this prospect looks real nice with the strength and impact blocking. In the third round, we got a right tackle named Alex Kappa from Humboldt State. Watch yourself some Reese Senior Bowl. You will find out a lot of scouts right now are really liking Alex Kappa. They say he's one of the most violent blockers in college. He was like, what, Div 2, Div 3? But he's 78 with a quick dev. Yeah, we needed, realistically, we needed 3 offensive linemen. We got 2 of them in this draft class, so that's good. Third round here, we got a wide receiver, 74, with a slow dev, so we didn't modify him or anything like that. Lastly, we got a kicker, a 73 kicker, which we made Daniel Carlson from Auburn, regarded as one of the top kickers in college football. We needed to move on from Blair Wallace, and this is the first time I've actually seen a 73 kicker. Most times kickers are between, 68 and 71. So I saw a 73, I figured, let's modify him up a little bit and go as one of the best kickers in the nation. So that is our draft class, headlined by at least 2 of these guys are going to start. Arden Key's chomping the bit. Like I said, I thought forward thinking. We need to get Michael Bennett's eventual replacement because he's starting to regress already. So, and also will free up some cap space. That being said, let's move into year number 2. So as we get ready for season number 2, here's where we're at. Russell Wilson went up +1, so he's now at 94. Chris Carson, 82 overall with the quick dev, baby. I think we have found our running back, which is nice. Our wide receiver core, we decided to let Paul Richardson leave via free agency. I wasn't paying him $37 million. But now we're kind of paying with it. Lockett is now our wide receiver 2 with the 79. We know he has speed. But we're gambling. We're going to see what happens here. Tyler Croft. Looks like that was actually a decent exchange. He's now an 84 tight end. Taking over for Jimmy Graham. Offensive line, Kappa, Hearn are now our starters. We have Justin Britt here at center. Ethan Postage is up to a 77 overall. And we have Dwayne Brown, holding down left tackle. But all in all, at least we got 2, debatably 3 with Postage pieces of our offensive line. It's we have to wait and see what happens here with Britt. And obviously Dwayne Brown, we need to get a new left tackle sooner than later. On the defensive side, everything stays relatively the same. The Legion of Boom is all intact. We signed March Lillard, was our only free agent signing, which is why we didn't really talk about it, but it actually looks pretty decent. We got Michael Bennett, Sheldon Richardson, Malik McDowell, and Frank Clark starting here. Shaq Griffin is also starting. Arden Key, I don't know. We'll see where Michael Bennett is at the midseason point. If he's not doing so hot, and it's looking like we are going to move on from him in the offseason, we might give Arden Key the second half of the year to build up some XP. All in all, I definitely expect us every year in this Seahawks rebuild to contend for the playoffs. Let's see what we can get. Alright, so this is going to be a pretty rough contract time. We have almost $70 million in cap here, 68, so we can pretty much sign whoever we want. Richard Sherman only wants a 1-year deal, whereas Earl Thomas wants 5 years. Ultimately, Sherman, Thomas, Croft, and Clark are our big targets. If we still have some Skrill at the end, KJ Wright and Tyler Lockett will find themselves back on the payroll. But we gotta, we gotta try our best to keep the Legion of Boom. I've seen plenty of 5-year rebuilds where we've still had to go on and compete against the Seahawks, and the Legion of Boom's still there. So I know that at least in regards to the sim, they still ball out. But this is definitely gonna make our books fairly tight for the upcoming off seasons. Alright, here we are at season's end, and once again back in the playoffs through the wild card, 10-6, going up against the 9-7 Washington Redskins. Looking at it, we won the NFC West outright, which was good. I'm not gonna lie, at the midseason point we were, I think we were 5-3, so I was a little bit concerned, but we finished out fairly hot. As is the Seahawks, they always catch on fire near the end of the season. Looking at Russell Wilson, one hell of a year. 4,300 passing yards, 36 touchdowns to 6 picks. And he's missing debatably, 2 of his top 3 wide receiver threats in Jimmy Graham and Sheldon Richardson, who are no longer, or it's not Sheldon Richardson, Paul Richardson, who's no longer on the team. But look, he's still really, really effective. Running the ball, Chris Carson, respectable year, round up, 1,100 yards, 7 TDs. Russell Wilson was mobile, 10 TDs from CJ Procise. Okay. We got 98 catches, almost 1,500 yards, and 8 TDs from Doug Baldwin. That was beast numbers. We got 740 and 6 from Lockett. We got almost 809 from Tyler Croft. 605 from our slow dev rookie. Okay. And on the defensive front, 115 tackles from Bobby Wagner, 114 from KJ Wright. We got 10 sacks from Malik McDowell, 6 from Sheldon Richardson. Ooh, Bennett's gone. We're getting rid of Michael Bennett. Looking at the interceptions, 5 from Richard Sherman, who we were able to re-sign on a 1-year, $15 million deal. But, some people in real life think he might be past his prime, but here in the Madden sim, he is doing just fine. He has 11 picks in the last 2 years. 4 from Earl Thomas, 3 from KJ Wright, 2 from Cam Chancellor. All in all, very acceptable. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP went to Tom Brady, with Russell Wilson coming in number 2 because, let's be honest, it is like seeing a goddamn unicorn or a non-annoying friggin' Dallas Cowboy fan when one of my players actually wins the Heisman. But we came up second there. I'll take that. Looking at the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, went to Russell Wilson, which just helps. That's why he has like 15,000 XP, which is going to go right where we need it to. Defensive Player of the Year in the NFC went to Aaron Donald, with no Seahawks making it. Okay, Offensive Rookie of the Year went to this guy, Blake Pierre-Louis. Cameron Washington, our slot wide receiver, came in at number 5. On the defensive side, Miles Kelly at number 1. Jeez. Alright, well, Adrian Key didn't even play anyway. And another picture, offensive lineman. So, yeah, we're going through another playoff push. As always, we'll just, play the moments. I definitely feel comfortable going up against the Washington Redskins. I think we can get the job done. So let's see what we can do. Alright, here we go. After tasting defeat last year in the wild card round, we have a little bit easier matchup here in the Redskins. We jump out to a 7-0 lead. They're able to equalize, make it a 7-7 ball game. But ultimately, man, come on, it's Kirk Cousins. Oh, they get the instant TD. No. They're down alert here right before halftime, and we're able to get the go-ahead, 17-14. I feel like Russell Wilson's on one this year. I feel like this might be like a NFC championship loss, something like that. I could be wrong, though. It's a 24-21 ball game, and the Skins are going down the field. They're able to get a touchdown. We get a touchdown to answer back. This is a heavyweight tilt here, as the famed Seahawks defense has given up 35 points. And we're probably... Oh, we get a chance. We get a chance, Russell. We got a chance. Oh, Russell Wilson does it. So Russell Wilson magic right at the end, putting the Seahawks over 41-38. 5 touchdowns on the day. Let's take a quick look at the box here. That was actually pretty sick for the sim. 352 yards, 5 TDs, 1 pick for Russell Wilson, 99 yards for Chris Carson, 56 rushing yards for Russell Wilson. Tyler Lockett, 2 TDs. Cameron Washington, 4 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. 2 TDs from Chris Carson, becoming a dynamic weapon in this offense as the Seahawks are moving on to the NFC Divisional Round. Alright, here we go in the Divisional Round against the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know who I want to win this one, let's be honest. I want the Seahawks. We all saw what happened when Seattle played Philly in real life, so we will see. So Philly goes up to the 7-0 lead. We all know Carson Wentz is in the sim, though. He's a monster. We're able to go in the red zone. Tied up 7-7. Battling here. Here's my goddamn printer's going off. I hope you guys aren't hearing that stupid printer as we go down. 14-7. And we have to settle for a field goal. That is usually the death sentence here in the sim when you're settling for field goals. The other team seemingly is scoring at will on your defense. Here would be a clutch time to get a touchdown, though. There we go. Make it a 3-point ball game. Oh, there's the quick turnover. Just end it. Oh, man. Oh, there's a turnover on downs. We had a chance to win it. Of course, the superior team in the Philadelphia Eagles is able to knock out the Seattle Seahawks. 26-17, 340 yards, 1 TD on the day for Russell Wilson. And it just looks like the defense fell short, man. I don't know. Usually, when I control any team going up against Seattle, they body bag me. But, you know, obviously being Madden 18 and how things work in this game, it's definitely going to be the inverse. So, at least we got a playoff win under our belts. Let's jump into the offseason. Hopefully, we can continue to improve this team, especially in the draft, because we don't have a whole lot of cap to spend in free agency. And, yeah, let's get to the offseason and try to get quickly turned around for year number 3. Alright, so now looking at free agency, not much there, but I'm getting a guy that's been in free agency almost every rebuild, and I've never signed him, and that is Joe Thomas. Dwayne Brown left, so I think he actually retired. So we got Joe Thomas here. More so, my scouting didn't really give me a good left tackle. I know I could probably get a 70-something that's going to take a while to develop. Why not try and get Joe Thomas? I'm not going to overpay. I'm not going to pay out the wazoo, but it's only a 1-year deal, and we're I mean, we can look. Would you rather go to the Bucks or the Seahawks? You're going to Seattle, so hopefully we can land Joe Thomas on a 1-year Band-Aid-ish deal. I was thinking about getting Jay, but I really do want to kind of develop Chris Carson. I think Chris Carson and Procise, it's a good two-headed running back tandem. And again, man, we don't have, like, I'm just worried about when it's time to re-sign Russell Wilson that we have enough skrill to do that. As right now, he's like a +3, so he's just 97 overall. This team is going to live and die. You know what we'll do here? Just because, I mean, Jay's a 96. We'll see how much we have to pay. We'll see if we can get him with 94. We'll give him 5.5. I always like giving them nice round numbers. We'll give him 5.5 and 270. It puts us to 96. If we can get Jay, I'll be happy. But more often than not, with these high overall players, because that's not too bad. For a 96, he's 26. We didn't get him. We got Joe Thomas, so all is well. We got our franchise left tackle, even though he's 34, and we probably only had it for 1 season. Joe Thomas is now a member of the Seattle Seahawks. Now it's time to bop into the draft. Alright, so here's a recap from our draft. Another outstanding draft. Well, I mean, last year was only 3 good players, and none of them had particularly good dev traits. This year, different. First pick, we got outside linebacker once again. Going defense first. It was a 79 normal linebacker, which made Natrez Patrick from Georgia, who's definitely one of the better linebackers still in college football. We need to replace KJ Wright. KJ Wright was an 81, I believe. We were just replacing him with a 79 rookie, so it was a good gamble not chunking out all the cash to re-sign KJ Wright. In the second round, I think I just made this pick because I was upset we didn't get Jay Ajayi. I just saw a running back that had, I think he had 2 A's and a B carrying. I knew it was a little suspect with the B carrying, but he didn't attend the combine. So I took a gamble on him, and he's at 76 slow. So we just made it Josh Adams, the running back from Notre Dame. I'm pretty sure Josh Adams declared for the 2018 draft, but he is a junior, so let's just go under this scenario that he returned. But I can't verify for sure off the top of my head that he did declare or not. I think he did, but not sure. Either way, he's here. He's not going to get a whole lot of snaps, I don't think. In the third round, we got an 80 overall wide receiver with a quick dev trait. This guy had a 7.7 combine grade, so there's no way I wasn't going to draft him considering we still need a third wide receiver. And he is Demetrius Robinson, 79 quick again, man, that is sick. And Demetrius Robinson from Cal is one of the more electrifying wide receivers in college. He missed the 2017 college season due to injury, but he is a legitimate stud. So we got him. We got a 71 center here. Fifth round. We don't even need a left guard. He just had a very high combine grade, 40 on the bench press. I was like, yes. So he was a 79 quick left guard. Parker. We made him Parker Braun from Georgia Tech. He was a 2016 All-American freshman team. So I was like, all right, let's get this going. Now what I think I might do is move Posich, who's a natural center, played center at LSU. We currently have a player at left guard. Then we're going to slide him in. We got a 74 linebacker and a 69 overall center. So we did have a couple duds, but, you know, we got 1, 2, debatably 3 starters once again in back-to-back drafts. It's good time. Plus Joe Thomas. We're looking good for you, number 3. Let's get into it. Alright, after 2 back-to-back playoff performances, we want to get there again. 3 straight. Looking at the team, Russell Wilson's a 97 overall. He's godlike. He is absolute godlike. Only downside right now is I think this might be his last year of his contract, and that's going to cost a whole lot, but pretty much with all his XP, we bumped up his deep throw and his awareness, which brought him up to a 97. We got Carson here, who's an 84. Demetrius Robinson was starting the slot. Doug Baldwin's an 89. We got Lockett there. Cross up to an 87, so that looks like kind of flopping Croft for Jimmy Graham. Looks like it worked out well. Cap is up to an 83. Hearns an 84. We had Postage in his center. He's an 80. Braun's a 79. And we got Joe Thomas there, 93 at left tackle. On the defense, things stayed pretty much the same. We did decide to cut Michael Bennett. I think we took like a $2 million cap hit, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of Michael Bennett. Our secondary is not developing particularly great, to be honest with you, at the cornerback spot. Griffin here's an 80. I think he's only gone up 2 points in 2 years. So I think we're going to have to invest either in free agency at corner or go in all in at the cornerback spot during the draft. But it's really tough to get corners good late in the draft. Like maybe 1 every 5 rebuilds, you might find one. For the most part, if you don't have a top 10 pick, it's going to be tough to get any corner really worth drafting. We can still, Legion Boom's still looking strong. Bobby Wagner, 97, and Trez Patrick will be starting at outside linebacker. All in all, I firmly expect with a 97 overall Russell Wilson, we will get back to the playoffs for a 3rd straight time. Let's do it. So we were at contract time. I saw we had almost $100 million in cap, and then now I realize why that is. So Bobby Wagner, Russell Wilson, Joe Thomas wants to come back for another year. I will definitely take that. Richard Sherman, Tyler Croft. I need to bring back all of these guys. That's it's gonna be expensive, but we're gonna try our best. We got $98 million in cap. I think it is 98. 98. So I feel comfortable being able to bring back all these guys, but it's gonna be incredibly difficult to spend in free agency. That's for sure. And here we are at season's end, which debatably, like, as good of a team. Russell Wilson having his best year, and we didn't make the playoffs. Russell Wilson went off. We got 40,000 XP for our right guard. What did we finish? 9-7-1. I mean, the Rams had a really good season. 9-7-1. It's not going to be good enough. Maybe, some years that might be good enough for a wild card. Let's see. Are we like first team out kind of scenario? Let's see. Look at that. Yeah, the Chargers make. Yeah, so we're first team out. First time not making the playoffs at all during this rebuild. A little frustrating, to be honest with you. Look at the stats here. Russell Wilson, 4,100 passing yards, 37 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. I mean, again, 3 really good years from Russell Wilson. Running the ball, we got 1,200 yards and 9 TDs from Chris Carson. We get 8 TDs from Pro Size. Wilson chipped in for 4. I mean, that's an acceptable running game. As far as receiving is concerned, 94 catches for 1,300 yards and 7 TDs for Doug Baldwin. He's been very, very good for us. Lock with 808. Tyler Croft, 850 and 4. Rookie Demetrius Robinson, 500, but he did get 10 touchdowns, which is pretty sick. He might have a case for Offensive Rookie of the Year. On the defensive front, we got 122 tackles from Bobby Wagner, 117 from Trez Patrick, as well as 5 sacks and 3 picks for the rookie. Might have a shot for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and 102 tackles there from Richard Sherman. We got 10 sacks from Frank Kark, 9.5 from Malik McDowell, 7.5 from Arden Key. So the sacks definitely have dipped down a bit, kind of from the numbers that I would expect, especially seeing only Sheldon Richardson get 4. I paid him a lot of money not to get 4 sacks. Secondary, I mean, all right. Legion Boom's starting to show their age a little bit, but that's still enough turnovers. Like I said, 9-7. I mean, that's not a bad record, but would have been nice to scrape into the wild card once again. Deshaun Watson got the MVP. Russell Wilson coming in at number 4. And the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Rodgers, with Russell Wilson coming in at number 2. Damn Jay. Defensive Player of the Year went to Quan Alexander, with Trez Patrick as a rookie coming in at number 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Daniel McGriff. Oh, come on. 10 TDs only brings you in number 5. I think that's a little rough. Defensive Rookie of the Year, though, hey, Trez Patrick, very nice. Hopefully he got a little bit of a boost. I think he had just a normal dev trait, so that would definitely help if we get a quick out of this one. But it definitely sucks not making the playoffs, that is for sure. But let's not dwell on it, and let's jump right into the offseason to hopefully have a much more competitive year number 4. All right, so look at the free agency. I was tempted to go all in, but we dipped a little bit. So a couple big names, Joey Bosa, who we're throwing in. So the bids were really, really bad for him. And I feel like I can move Arden Key to outside linebacker, which we still kind of have a need for. And we can have Joey Bosa set the edge, because we're just not getting enough sacks. When you look at the defense, that is the one kind of depressing thing of number, I would say. Kevin Byard at safety. I was thinking about maybe signing him and moving Earl Thomas to corner, but Tyreek Hill was close. But I feel like with Doug Baldwin, who's performing very, very well, we're going to eventually move in the slot. We have Demetrius Robinson, who's going to develop into a beast. We're going to need some, just in case, just in case we need to spend. You know what? Screw it. Let's get Tyreek. Screw it. With those weak-ass bids, we should be able to land them. We just want, this will be our big period, not the year 5, throw it everything against the wall, see what sticks. If we can land Joey Bosa, Tyreek Hill, and we're trying to get Kendall Fuller an 88 overall corner because Griffin's, for some reason, just not developing. That's going to be a little bit close. We only have 1 point lead on the Bucks, but this would be a gigantic haul. This is a haul that would somehow happen in real life for the Seattle Seahawks, and would leave the rest of the league questioning how they have the amount of salary cap to sign these guys. So let's see what we can do in terms of signing. I think we should be able to get Tyreek and Joey Bosa, especially when they have 2 really, really bad offers that are like 2nd place. And we got all 3 of them. That actually might be one of the biggest free agent periods we've ever had in a rebuild. More often than not, we don't land these guys. I guess having a level 27 coach in Pete Carroll certainly does help. But that's huge for this team, man. Here's our draft. I didn't bother using any prospects. There was no real guys I wanted to use. And a really good draft. So in the first round, we just went best player available for the most part. We got a 79 normal linebacker here, Perry Harrell from Texas. We got a 72 corner in the second, not too special. Third and 4th round in the money rounds for drafting wide receivers. We got a 78 overall wide receiver with the normal depth trait, Dre Burke. I feel like I've drafted a guy with that name before, and I feel like he was a wide receiver as well. 4th round, 75 Garrett with a quick dev. 5th round, 78 right tackle with a quick dev. So back-to-back stunning. Don't look at the strength because then you know I'll just cheese it by the bench press. 72 tight end and then a 67 defensive end. So all in all, I mean, everything's going to be overshadowed by that incredible free agency haul. But still, man, we have yet to have a really bad draft for the Seattle Seahawks. So let's get into year 4 and back in the playoffs where we belong. All right, so here we go. Year number 4, and this roster is sick. Russell Wilson's a 96, so that's actually a regress from the 97 it was last year. Chris Carson's up to an 86. Our wide receiver core, we got Tyreek 83, Doug Baldwin now in the slot 87, Demetrius Robinson's at 83, we got Tyler Lockett there 82, we want to go 4 wide. Joe Thomas came back, he's a 90, Bruns up to an 82, Postage 82, Hearns 86, Kappa 86, Croc 88. This is a fire offense. This is a very fire offense. I don't know if I've had an offense this good around a 95 plus quarterback yet. Maybe. The defense has got better. Our secondary, the new Legion of Boom, you could say, with Sherman, Thomas, and Chance. They're old, but we're adding 88 overall. Kendall Fuller. Very nice. We got Frank Clark, Malik McDowell, Sheldon Richardson, and Joey Bosa. 99 overall Joey Bosa added to the front 4. Natrez Patrick, the reigning, defending Barack. You know, no. The reigning, defending Defensive Rookie of the Year is an 83 overall. Bob Wagner, 96. Arden Key making the transition to outside linebacker. He's an 82. That's all right. All in all, this is an absolutely stacked team. I fully expect playoffs. When you got $50 million, but you need to sign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. See what we can do. It's the Seahawks, right? They have this magical... just something about their management that could just, they'll be able to squeeze the books and make this work. Our record's really good right now at the halfway point too, by the way. And here we are at season's end, and look at that. That's a bye. Oh, baby. Oh, Russell Wilson's up to a 98. Oh, I feel like we did pretty good. 12-4. Our second NFC West title in this rebuild. Look at how Russell Wilson did with unfound weapons. 4,100 passing yards, 32 touchdowns to 9 picks. Definitely not his best season, but acceptable. Running the ball, we got 1,100 yards, 11 TDs from Chris Carson. Josh Adams from Notre Dame with 11 touchdowns as well. As far as receiving is concerned, no 1,000-yarder. Okay. Demetrius Robinson, 950 and 8, 960 and 4 from Tyreek, 755 and 5 from Doug Baldwin, 650 and 4 from Tyler Kroft. I mean, Carson also chipped in a little bit. Chris Carson is the best player, almost undisputed best player in your offense, you might not think you dominate the way you did, but we'll take that. A skill position, that is. Obviously, Russell Wilson's head and shoulder above. Look at the linebackers here. Natrez Patrick at 130 tackles, 2.5 sacks. Bobby Wagner, 109 tackles, 5 picks. Okay. 12.5 sacks, Joey Bosa. 11.5 Frank Clark. 11 from Malik McDowell. And 8.5 from Sheldon Richardson. Okay, we got sacks. That's what we wanted to bring in Joey Bosa for. We got 5 picks from Bobby Wags. 5 for Bam Bam Cam. 4 from Richard Sherman. 1 from Thomas and 1 from Fuller. Ultimately, Legion of Boom. That looks like a little bit of a resurgence there. Take a look at the yearly awards. MVP went to Le'Veon Bell, with Russell Wilson coming in at number 4. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Aaron Rodgers, with Russell Wilson coming in at number 2. Defensive Player of the Year went to Cameron Jordan, with Bobby Wagner coming in at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to an Eagles guy. Seahawks coming in at 10. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Francis Nix of the Saints. Who? And we had no love. So ultimately, we got kind of like the stats are not pretty. Those are definitely not the prettiest stats we've had. But somehow, someway, that correlates with the best record we've been able to have. So we got the bye. Who are we taking on in the divisional round? My guess, the Eagles. Ooh, okay. The 11-5 Saints are coming to CenturyLink Field. We all know about that Seattle Seahawks home field advantage. Let's do it. You know what? You know what? Nah, I'm going to sim it. All right, here we go with our 94 overall Seahawks. One of the best overalls I can recall in Madden. We're going up against the 90 overall Saints, so there are no slouches I can see by them getting the opening touchdown on the board, but we are able to equalize. Make it a 7-7 ball game here in the second quarter. I would really like to see a nice little Super Bowl run here. Like I said, I debate at the top. Should I play this? Should I try to take this to a year 5? I feel like with a 94 team, I'm going to give them a shot to say, yes, look, my team building skills were so good that even the sim could not deny my team a victory, as it looks like we're at least going to the NFC Championship game. See, I get people that want to see more gameplay. I mean, that's kind of what I did my first year of doing this. But my explanation to them, once I explain what I'm kind of going for, it makes sense. I personally like to play with the teams I create, but I feel like the whole point of a rebuild is judging your team building, not how well you can play with your team. So that's why I give them 4 years of my team building to try to win. And then in case they need that little kick in the ass, a little shot as Papa C4, you know, we'll help them out year 5. But look at that. Didn't need any help on this day as the Seahawks roll the Saints 44-17. Russell Wilson, 4 passing touchdowns on the day, 107 rushing yards from Chris Carson. Thank you very much, Blake Pierre-Louis. You gone, bro. Let's get this. NFC Championship game. Alright, so here we are in the championship game in Lambeau against the Green Bay Packers. I actually forgot to spend my XP. I spent it. This team's now a 96 overall, like for the base. I'm going to go on a limb, so that's the best I've ever seen for any of my rebuilds. I've seen some 94s, some 93s, bunch of 92s. A 96, we have a 99 overall defense. Okay, what can we do at Lambeau against Aaron Rodgers, the guy that wins the MVP every single year? A defense holding tough here a little bit. But looks like we're about to, oh man, making them settle for field goals. 1 drive is all it took. Come on, 2-minute drive. Come on, baby. Defense is kind of keeping us in it right now, but we're settling for a lot of field position battles. I'm not liking the shape of this at all. Oh, God. God damn it. God damn it! Why can't I have nice things? Well, you play too much Madden in a day, you know? Okay, let's see how my 96 overall team performed. Russell Wilson did all right. We did our job containing Aaron Rodgers. We do know they like to run the ball a lot. They're always conservative. I mean, looks pretty balanced, to be fairly honest with you. What do we got here? A couple sacks. We only gave up 1 sack. No turnovers in the game, but year 5. So, this game, man. Madden 18 sucks. Alright, so in the final free agency period, you know, you got to spend your money. Joe Thomas retired, but luckily enough, Cam Robinson of the Jacksonville Jaguars became available. We're spending all of our cap on it, making sure, you know, as always, it's either the Dolphins or the damn Redskins that seem to always have audacious bids. So we had almost a $100 million deal to get Cam Robinson in, but I feel like we should be fine. We also tried to get a punter, I think Bosher from the Falcons, but let's just confirm that, there we go. We got both our guys, both our targets. I think we probably have a 97 offense, 99 defense once again. I mean, there will be a little bit of regression on the defensive side because the Legion of Boom is getting older. But once again, man, we're entering the season with one of the best teams we've had to rebuild. And I'm just frustrated. You know, I was kind of in the sim. It's just, you can't build a team any better, and we just consistently don't win. It just takes some of the fun out that I always have to play. I always have to take over. I can't just build it. Like, it leads me to believe that it's almost impossible within a 5-year time span to win the Super Bowl just by strictly simming. That's incredibly frustrating. But anyways, that's just what's on my mind there. Let's jump into year 5. Here's a quick recap of our draft class. Nothing special again. Year 5, as usual, just filling in our depth chart. So we get a right defensive end, 75 slow in the first round. Second round, the backup to Russell Wilson, 76 normal out of Florida. You know, that's actually not that bad. Getting a 76 quarterback. Late second, pretty much a third rounder. 70 safety, a 73 strong safety, 71 guard, a couple 60s, just fill up the roster. Ultimately, these guys are just roster filler. We got our studs. Year 5, let's go execute. So here we are, Year 5, Super Bowl or bust time. Very familiar territory the last couple rebuilds. Our team's looking stacked. Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, you got Demetrius Robinson, Tyreek Hill, Tyler Lockett, Doug Baldwin. No one below a B+ on the offense. Even our fullbacks up to an 84. Crofts at 88, Cap 87, 91, 92, couple 80s. Looking mint. Looking at the defense, looking as good as Malik McDowell's up to a 93. Joey Bosa 99. We got Rich Sherman regressing a little bit. He's a 92. Fuller's staying stuck at an 88. The Legion of Boom's old, but they're still hanging on. And we got Natrez Patrick up to. I mean, this is a fearful team. Well, I expect us to get, you know, playoff. I don't actually know what. I've actually had a couple times where we see a team this good and we end up going like 7-9. So we can't say anything for sure. But I mean, this is Super Bowl or bust time. I will control if we make the playoffs to try to win a Super Bowl. Let's do it. Alright, so far so good. Here we are at season's end. As you can tell, no wild card round messing around. Lots of green on the offense. Let's just do this real quick. Let's spend the I don't want to mess around. I always seem like I forget the first time. Look at that. 45,000 XP for Cam Robinson. Mother, I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with buying the offensive line scouting or whatever the XP package that you can get from your coach. It is absolutely a must. Let's see what our O-line's at right now. We got a 97, 99, 89, 96, 93. We finished 14-2, winning the NFC West outright once again. 13, man, those Cardinals look pretty damn good this year. Looking at Russell Wilson, 4,200 passing yards, 42 TDs to 16 picks. Great season. Spectacular season almost. Chris Carson, 1,200 yards, 9 TDs. Josh Adams had 17 touchdowns. Even Russell Wilson, 4 TDs to his name. So, you know, that's pretty damn good. Tyreek Hill, 87 yards, 1,200 yards, 87 catches, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. We got 826 and 12 from Tyler Kroft, 731 and 6 from Demetrius Robinson, 504 from Baldwin. Ish. Not so hot for Doug Baldwin. On the defense, 123 tackles, 4 sacks, and 5 picks from Bobby Wagner. 103 tackles, a sack and a pick from Natrez Patrick. We got 14.5 sacks from Joey Bosa, a.k.a. the most overpowered man in Madden 17. 7.5 Richardson, 7.4 Frank Clark. 5 picks from Bobby Wagner. Chip Kelly rebuild right here. Most picks go to your linebacker. Anyone but a secondary guy. We got 4 picks from Cave Chancellor, 3 from Sherman Legion. Boom, still holding on to their youth. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP went to Russell Wilson. Hey! Not too odd. I think that's probably 5 times or less we've actually won the MVP in a single season. Maybe only once or twice that we didn't use like the spread offense. So, hey, shout out to Russell Wilson. Get on ya. Offensive Player of the Year went to Mr. Russell Wilson. Defensive Player of the Year went to Bobby Wagner. Utter domination from the Seattle Seahawks. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we had this guy. The backup somehow coming in number 10. And on defense, we had no one. But either way, winning the MVP, winning the NFC West as the game freezes, because this is such a perfect game. When we come back, because I don't have to restart it, we're going to see who we're playing in the NFC Divisional Round. And we are going to dominate. All right, here we go. Opening drive against the Detroit Lions in the divisional round. It's snowing. I never really clued in that it would snow in Seattle. That's just me being a Canadian asshole, I guess. As we eat a massive sack. I mean, they get a lot of rain, and they're right above Vancouver, Canada. I know they get snow. I don't know. I don't know why I never put that together. Maybe I just can't recall a snow game with the Seattle Seahawks. So here we are with our 97 overall Seahawks team. One of the best teams, if not the best team we've ever been able to build in a rebuild. And we're just going to throw off the run with the cheese to Doug Baldwin. I do not see the Lions standing a chance. I think they have like an 84 overall roster. So unless the sim gets real cheesy, this should be fairly dominant victory. We're rocking and rolling right now onto the 11. The Lions are able to march down the field and score, which means it could turn into a shootout a little bit. So I'm trying to hit them on the no huddle right now, catch their defense gassing, because I know our offense, especially with Mr. Russell Wilson, is on point. So I'm going to actually try to hit Chris Carson at the backfield. He's been actually pretty min. Or we just take off with Russell Wilson. Either or. I mean, Russell Wilson is the best player, I think, in this save, and he's showing it. He's put it on display right now as the Seahawks go up 14-7. Oh, let's go Tyreek. Oh, let's go Tyreek! I'm going to say, just off the top of my head, I don't think I can think of a base, like, year one, more annoying thing to play against than Tyreek Hill and Russell Wilson. What was that? You gotta be kidding me. Just like self-inflicted fumble by Doug Baldwin. Our like most reliable wide receiver. Oh my, and like just to play into the fact, look at this, oh my god. Play the fact that every score we get, our sick defense is falling flat on their damn faces. It's embarrassing. Oh, let's go Chris Carson. My God. Rest in peace to that corner that tried to tackle him. We get the go-ahead touchdown. How long that will last, I don't know. But what a power run there by Chris Carson. Paying dividends for me sticking with him from day one. Look at this. And murdered. Darius Slay. Hit and run. All right, here we go on the 23. We're down 35-28. I don't know if it's the weather or what's going on, but things have been kind of whack, to be completely honest with you. I'm in a spot right now where I want to score with no time left, so I don't have any opportunity to try and get the lead with the zeros on the clock. But I don't know. Let's just get a damn touchdown here. That's first and foremost to tie it up at 35. Standing in the pocket. We're going to take off with a little QB sneak here. Gain of 11. Russell Wilson putting the team on his back. First and goal. Let's go bench. Hit with the old bench route. We got here Baldwin, Tyreek. Tyreek's on a monster day. I think Tyreek Hill's getting close to 200 total yards. Oh my God, and he slipped. All right, throw it away. Okay. I mean, huge day for Russell Wilson. 21 of 28, 350, 3 touchdowns. He does have an interception, which we're not going to talk about. That's a Tyler Croft going on the slant. I like going to my tight end here. Or we'll just take off with Russell Wilson. So there's a minute 10 on the clock. Need our defense to step up. Give us one out. Give me 45 seconds. I'll put points on the board. Are you kidding me? So they got a field goal. There's 6 seconds left on the clock. I mean, we're going to have to, you know, it's one of those things where we got to tap into our pink slips. Tyreek Hill here. Hit him on the 4 verts. I don't know, man. Like, I'm going Tyreek Hill. There's no one else on this team that has the speed that we need. So hopefully he can beat his man. Oh, that's disappointing, but we still got 1 second left on the clock. I mean, old man Doug Ball. I think Baldwin's got like 86 speed. We got to try one more time. Oh, this is annoying. Highest overall team, and we let up 38. We have a 99 defense, and we give up 38 points to the Detroit Lions. So we got our matchup. Looks like they're going to put press on Tyreek, so let's go. It's not going to be good. God, I hate this game. I hate this game so much. I should have not let the sim take over for the defense. Maybe that's my own fault. I thought my 99 overall defense would have got the... Oh, it's so frustrating. This is very frustrating, to be honest with you. So, yeah, we didn't even make a Super Bowl with a 97 overall team. We have a, I believe... 96 offense, 99 defense. Our special team sucks, which is why our team rating is only a 97. And, yeah, 99 defense gives up 38 points to Matt Stafford. I mean, Jai went off 170. Our rush defense was kind of pathetic. Tyreek went off 9 catches, 220 yards. I don't know, man. frustrating. That's all we can say. That's all we're going to round it up with. But ultimately, I guess if the object was to just make the Seattle Seahawks good, we have an offensive line that's all A's right now. Almost everyone on the line. I think our lowest offensive line grade is an 88. So I finally built the Seahawks an offensive line. We got an MVP player in Russell Wilson. Defense was aging. We still stuck with the Legion of Boom and built around that. So we did everything we could have done. We just fell victim to the Madden Sim. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the team building. As always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Leave a comment in the comment section below what team you want to see me rebuild next. As always, follow me on Twitter, which is at PapaXC4. Oftentimes, I will do a poll or look for feedback there as far as what rebuild I'm going to do. But oh, this one's annoying. Like, I'm glad this is my third rebuild I record this week because I just want to try to record them all in advance. I'm glad that I'm gonna have a little bit of a break because there's only so much of getting brutalized by the sim you can take. So thank you guys for watching and peace out.